Steins Gate Zero. Is it good? Well, let's talk about it. So the series is over. I've been watching it since it started. I was a humongous fan of the original Steins Gate, as many of you guys know. I should have a review up of Steins Gate versus Steins Gate Zero already here on the channel. And I just want to talk about it a little bit. So Steins Gate Zero, what's the plot? Well, they want to kind of just stop World War III from happening. And they do it by time travel. And you get to follow a very depressed Okabe and his friends. They're not all. His friends aren't all depressed, but they are like sadder than they were in the original series. So I'm gonna work really hard to not compare them to their original selves when I talk about this show. So the point is that they're trying to stop World War III, and you know the characters are depressed, and that's just kind of part of it. And they travel through time, they do stuff to try to stop it, and they fail again and again and again. I think the show really is a great story about resilience and not giving up and continuing to push yourself even when things are hard, even when things feel like they're completely like awful. I gotta say though, the show wasn't really as enjoyable to watch as I thought it would be. I thought I was gonna see like an otherworldly view of my Steins Gate characters, and instead it was just like gut wrenching. It was like watching a friend get mauled by bears. And I'm not saying that like as if the show is awful, but it was just hard to watch because you felt for them so much because the show was so well acted. The voice acting is excellent. The voice acting really, really pulls you in. Like they have not missed a beat in the last, I don't know, was it like 10 years of the last Steins Gate? I know it's not that long, but it's something like that. It really does a really good job of showing emotion and keeping you locked into the plot even when you don't want to watch it anymore. The show again and again and again and again and again and again kept tricking me. When I thought it was over, it wasn't over. When I thought that it was at its bleakest, it got bleaker. When I thought there was no hope, they found hope. The art and animation in this thing is beautiful. Like beautiful. Like honestly, like the original Steins Gate has more of a bluish tint to it, and this one has more of a gray hue most of the time. And you can definitely see that when you compare the shows head to head. You can definitely see that Steins Gate Zero has crisper lines. It's probably digitally animated, and it's just done really, really well. There's no complaints there. The music is great. It's basically the same from the original. Even at some points when I watched it, I feel like I heard like Pokemon themes. I don't know if I'm the only one, but like go back and watch like at least the last episode of Steins Gate Zero, and you'll hear a particular theme that goes on, and you'll swear you heard it in Pokemon in like the one of the Ghost Zones or something like that. I forget which one it was. It's like ding 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 ding. You'll know when you hear it. But back to the comparison. I'm not comparison. I'm comparing things in my head all the time, but you know what I mean. Back to the review. This show really did, in the strength of character, really did pull me through, because again, and it's hard not to compare it to the original and not bring up the original when you talk about Steins Gate Zero, because the characters are great. Like everyone has their quirk, everyone has their thing. One character goes meow, one character goes toot toot toot, one character goes okie dokie, and then you have Okabe, who just lost all of his spirit, so he doesn't really have a thing that he does, unlike his friends. It's just kind of cool because you get a glimpse into people's daily lives, and it's exciting to see them develop as characters. There's even a point in the series where we get to see their future iterations, and not everyone really goes through that much change, but there's one change that does go down, and you're like, wow, I did not expect that, but somehow I knew it. Because there's no way that you get the things you get later in life without like dedicating yourself to your change that you went through. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. It's a great thing to see, and it makes you very, very happy if you are endeared to these characters. Now, I think that the show did a really good job with is playing around with the ending things. Like, you know how a lot of series will change their OP in the beginning. This one changed the end tracks and the end animations a lot to play around with what was going on in the show. And it was great because you never really knew what to expect. Also, I will say this show is a thing where you need to watch after the credits or you'll miss something. And normally with most anime, I'll like watch the full episode, and when the credits start, I'll skip. Don't skip this. They actually play out plot points at the very end of each and every episode. So it's totally worth it to stick around for those little moments you get that just get you more and more engrossed in the characters. But ultimately, I gotta say that this is probably my favorite show this season. Again, not because I love Steins Gate so much, but because it's just executed very, very, very well. Again, it's bleak, it's dark. If you're not into bleak stuff, you may not want to watch it. It might make you a little sad, but once you get towards the end, it is rewarding, and it does become worth the entire ride. And then you can be a lab member too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's only like one major thing that bothers me about the show, or two major things that bother me about the show. What the heck is a hikoboshi? There are multiple times where a character referred to another character as their hikoboshi, and I looked it up and I couldn't find an answer on freaking anything as to what it was, and I think it's a Japanese cultural thing. So if you know what it is, let me know. Using context clues, I think it means love. I think it means like, you know, like my one and only. I'm guessing, I don't know. Like my shining light, the thing I believe in the most. This is my guess, but I don't actually know. The other thing that bothered me is that there was a part in the show where one character, and I won't say who it is because this could happen to anyone in the show, just ran so fast they were able to time travel. And I don't really know how they were able to execute that because nothing else that I saw said that was an ability. Up to this point, the show has had a very solid way of time travel. Like when you time travel, you get in the machine, you time travel, you send a D-mail, you time travel, you send other kind of mails, and that's it. That's how you do it. And somehow, at one point in the show, the person's just running, and I'm like, yeah, what are you running to? Where are you going? How are you going to time travel? I thought that you weren't going to be able to do it in this particular world line, and they just were able to. And I don't get it. I feel like I missed something. Maybe I just didn't read the subtitles or something, but I don't know. I don't know. And last but not least, I'll just say that the show, I'm looking forward to seeing it dubbed because the dub was excellent. The dub was one of those rare shows where, with Steins Gate, where the dub was just as good as the sub. You got something different if you watch both. So it's worth watching both. So I'm hoping they do the same thing with Steins Gate Zero. So ultimately, if I have to give it some kind of ratings, I want to give this thing, let's say 4 out of 5. It's not perfect by any means, but it is near it. And to be honest, if it wasn't a sequel series and it could just stand on its own, it might be stronger. But the show doesn't stand on its own. It does like rest in the laurels of what came before it, and it does leave out things that would make it more enjoyable, like jokes, like solid jokes that can make it a more fleshed out series. The same thing with character development. Like the show would be better developed if we didn't have the other Steins Gate to rest on, but because you do, they rest on it. They just do. They rest on those laurels. And I'm not saying that's bad, but I will say that I wouldn't say it's a requirement, but you'd be smart to watch both series back to back, or you'd be smart to watch both series in general instead of just watching one and not the other. So if you're gonna watch Steins Gate Zero, it will be enhanced by watching Steins Gate the original. But again, it's 4 out of 5. It's worth watching. Go check it out. One of the best this season, if not the best. And yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below about Steins Gate Zero. And let me know what you want to hear me compare or review next on the next episode of Anime Debate. My name is Chris, and Anime out. Check out the other videos that should be here. Peace! Glad I look like that when I say peace. Yeah.